Hi everyone, this is Shauna, and I'm coming to you once again from my home office today. Today is Sunday, July 19th, 2020, and this is the second time I've recorded this video. The first time Zoom cut off the last minute of the video, so I tried to fix it and I couldn't, but I wanted to come to you today with some reflections because today marks the mark of 18 weeks in isolation for us. So we've spent one entire semester in isolation, and it reminded me of the times when I was a kid and I was eating my snacks, my milk and cookies, or peanut butter and crackers, or whatever you ate when you were a kid. And your parents asked you, "So, what did you learn in school today?" So, this is kind of a recap of the things that I've learned over the last 18 weeks. And I hope that it gives you a little bit of insight into what I've been dealing with and some of the things that I've learned. And maybe you can take a little bit of hope and inspiration from this too. In addition to all the things that I've learned at work, like obviously learning how to use Zoom, which I actually decided to buy for a year because I think it's a relatively good investment. Um, I've also practiced with a program called LaTeX, LaTeX is a program that is a typesetting interface that works for math content. So you go to the LaTeX website and you can type in the computer commands and it will generate math equations for you and it will typeset them with math symbols, which is a lot easier than typing them in individually to the computer. I've also worked on Desmos, which is an online graphing calculator interface. And the nice thing about Desmos is it does more than mathematics. You can also make geometric drawings with it and other sorts of artistic creations from it also. There is a learning curve with that, so I don't know too much about it, but I am getting into it. And in addition to that, I've also been reading my shelves. I know that some of you have been following my book chats, and one of the first videos I posted way back in March um, was after I read a book called Ashley's War, which featured Ashley White. She was a soldier in a special division of the Special Forces, and the military was setting up teams, special cultural sensitivity teams, to go into places where male soldiers have difficulty going because the locals won't talk to men. And so they set up teams of specially trained women to go in and talk to these women and get inside information. And Ashley White was one of the first women to do this, and her team went into the Middle East and went into Iraq and Afghanistan, and it reminded me of it because she describes the scene in the book during her training where she was in the latrine, basically the communal restroom with some of the other women in the barracks, and she found some graffiti on one of the walls during training, and it said, "The mind can make a hell of heaven and a heaven of hell." And this coronavirus epidemic is definitely hell, but I'm doing my best to make it a heaven while I'm here. And that's why I've taken so much time and consideration to actually pursuing some kinds of personal development. Fortunately, I have work to distract me, and I've been able to engage in quite a few activities. Um, you should know that all of us here are doing well. We're all healthy. Um, my housemates and I are suffering from quite a bit of the effects of prolonged isolation. Obviously, there's a lot of sniping back and forth at one another and a lot of discord and just boredom from being isolated this long. But we're all healthy, and I've been doing my best to develop and to persevere. One of the first videos that I ever posted on this channel was a video where I referenced the poem by Richard Lovelace called To Althea from Prison. And one of the lines from that poem says, "Stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage. Minds innocent and quiet take that for an hermitage, a place of refuge." So I'm working on that. It's getting to me too, to some extent, but I have managed to do quite a bit. Besides learning what I've told you, I've also been practicing with YouTube, and I've learned to um, subtitle my videos. I'm learning to do more with YouTube, and besides that, I've gotten into more calculus. I was working with some calculus in the spring, and over the summer, I facilitated a calculus course for some students that I knew. Right now, I'm currently still working from home, as is the policy of Cerritos College. We're going to be working remotely at least through the fall semester. We haven't heard beyond that, but I am still working from home, and they did pass emergency budget authority when the fiscal year started on the 1st of this month to continue to pay us. So I'm in a fairly good position, and I referenced the sort of relative difficulty of negotiating this pandemic life in another video of mine, um, where I talked about how we're all getting through this on our own conveyances. Some of us have the raft with a pole in the center. Some of us have the kayak or the canoe, and some of us have the ocean liner. I don't think that I have the ocean liner by any means, but I'm certainly doing better than a man with a pole in the center of his raft in the middle of the open sea. So for that, I can be grateful. There are challenges every day. And one of the other things that I've tried to do and learned a lot from, that I think we can all take a lesson by, is to have some kind of routine, even if you don't have a job or school to keep you occupied. It's really important to have some semblance of a daily routine to keep you moving forward and to sort of keep the crazies at bay for yourself. So beyond getting out of bed, taking a shower, and eating 3 meals a day, I really try to make sure I have one or two goals, even on a day like today where I don't have a whole lot planned that I have to do. I try to have a couple of activities that I have slated for myself that I push forward, and making this video is one of them today. So the YouTube channel has given me some focus as well, and I know it's helped some of you in the midst of the tutoring, and I'll be looking maybe into diversifying it more in the next month or so. But things are going okay, and work is going okay right now. It seems like I'm going to be returning in the fall to continue with my calculus. I'm going to take a position as an embedded tutor for another first semester calculus course. And I have some friends that are going to be going into second semester calculus. So I'm starting to study that again. It's been a while since I've done that, and I have some trepidation about it, but we'll see how that pans out. And I have possible geometry class coming up in the fall. Also, I am looking for some other ways to diversify and grow. So I'm trying to see this time as, yes, it's challenging, and yes, it's hellish. I mean, the the coronavirus statistics are grim around the world. There's something like, I think, 14 million infections around the world, and LA County has like 150,000 in reported infections as of a day or so ago. So we're not out of the woods yet, but I think it's important that we find ways to make ourselves productive and make our world better. And I hope that wherever you are and whatever you've been able to do, um, that you're well, that you're healthy, and that you're finding ways to be productive and make the world around you a better place. That's all I have for now, folks. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Also, if you're looking for some diversions, I also post a book chat every week, which is something that I challenged myself to do when this pandemic started. Got kind of a late start on it, but I did post the 18th book chat yesterday. Um, so if you're looking for something interesting to read, most of them are about 5 to 10 minutes long. A couple of them are longer than that, but most of them are 5 to 10 minutes. So maybe that would be something that you would want to look into. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Be healthy, stay safe, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.